Greetings comrades, Soviet Gaming here. Today we are talking about a new hero in AFK Arena, and this time it's Thali, the Mauler Mage. Let's go and take a look at her skill set, decide what's the best team composition for her, what are the good artifacts, and if she's useful or not overall. So there she is, she looks pretty dope, I like that. Let's take a look at her skill set. So let's go, the first ultimate skill, Pyromaniac. Thali enters a state of frenzy which lasts for 14 seconds, while in a frenzy her energy recovery is reduced by 40%, her attack rating is increased by 40%, her haste is increased by 60, that is good, and her other abilities are strengthened. Once Thali's frenzy ends, she becomes exhausted for a short period of time, during which she is unable to move or attack. Thali cannot trigger her ultimate ability again while already in a frenzy. So this is a pretty interesting ultimate ability. It have a totally different mechanics from everything we saw before. She'll be basically bursting it out, and when it's over she will be useless for a while and probably can die quite easily. But that issue is being mitigated by something we'll discuss a bit later, so that's not much of a problem. Now let's move on to the next ability, Fire Rapture. Thali, sacrifice 15% of your current health to deal 220% AoE damage plus 1.3 times the value of your sacrificed health as a damage. While in a frenzy, the damage dealt is increased to 280% and the damage range is increased. Alright, I have no idea what the damage range means because it should be stable, more or less. At level 2, the damage of the basic AoE, I guess, increased to 240. At level 3, attack rating is increased to 300% while in a frenzy, and level 4 deals 1.5 times the value of sacrificed health as damage, so this is for this part. As far as I understand, during the frenzy, which is the ultimate ability, that ability, Fire Rapture, increased her attack rating by 300%. This is interesting. We gotta test it out. It's a little bit too complicated, but I really wanna figure out how it works. Something interesting today, guys. Next ability, the Flame Burst. Thali shoots 3 fireballs in a quick succession, dealing 170% damage per fireball, and it's 190 at the 3rd level. Fireballs will additionally knock back the enemy and stun them for 3 seconds while in a frenzy. That is pretty dope. Next, Pyromancy. At the beginning of battles, Thali casts a spell to sacrifice 35% of her current health, again sacrificing health, oh my god, to strengthen herself, allowing her to gain between 20 to 50% damage reduction, alright, and 10 to 30 life leech points according to the proportion of the current health. The spell power increases the lower the Thali's health falls, and will be most powerful when your health falls below 40%. This is one complex skill right here, and while Thali in a frenzy, the ability will ignore the proportion of the current health and will always be at its most powerful state, and Thali may receive a maximum increase of 60% damage reduction and 40 life leech points when she falls below 40%. That is interesting. So when she's really injured, she becomes really crazy powerful. This is interesting. That means that at the beginning of the battle, she will already lose part of her health. So she will be stronger, and after... Oh my god, I'm curious how to play out, guys. So yeah, she seems like a really interesting, like, a life usage mechanics here. So her health bar will be moving up and down, and the weaker she is, the more powerful. Maniacal Mage, right. Signature item, the Red Almandine. Damage dealt to enemies that currently have higher proportion of health than Thali is increased by 20%. Okay. Now this is really interesting, guys. From what I understand, from here, all the enemies that have the higher proportion of health than Thali will receive additional damage. Not only the enemies she is attacking, that's pretty cool. At plus 10, damage dealt to enemies that currently have higher proportion of health will be increased by 30%. At plus 20, Thali is immune to control effects when her health falls below 50%. So that's pretty easy for her, so she will be out of the CC quite a lot. And plus 30, when in a frenzy, Thali's damage increases, ignoring her enemy's health proportions. Alright, I'm confused now. So is this bonus for everyone and it's being ignored at plus 30? That means like everyone will get the buff only when the proportion is met, but she will do more damage in any situation? Or there is a misinformation here, and that only works for her damage. Let's go and check it out. That's actually pretty simple. If we'll see that effect on everyone, that means that they are debuffed. Before that, we gotta check the furniture. 3 pieces. Each time Thali enters a frenzy, all non-summoned allies have their attack rating increased by 20% and their haste increased by 20 points for 7 seconds. Alright, that's already saying that all allies will get the buff, and that is pretty cool. So every time she triggers an ultimate, all our guys for 7 seconds will be way faster and stronger. That's a pretty good buff right here. Now 9 pieces. When Thali receives fatal damage, when in a frenzy, she will maintain the minimum amount of health and postpone her own death. Once this effect has been triggered, Thali's health will no longer change, and as soon as her frenzy effect ends, she immediately dies. Alright, so basically, she can't be killed during the ultimate. Yeah. She will get like 1 health, she will be stuck there, and when the ultimate ends, she will die. That's pretty cool. That means that she will be able to unleash all her rage and all that stuff. So let's go and test her out in the Arena of Trials, and we will start with the single target thing over here to test out her skills, to see them. So there we go, the first ability that kind of drains her health. Now she used something else that drained her health. Her life leech is pretty good actually, not a crazy ultimate. Alright, that's interesting. So yes, during the ultimate the enemies don't get the damage debuff or anything, so it's only for her. She is doing crazy damage right now, oh my god. And now she's idle 1, 2, 3. So it will last just a couple of seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, not that long. And after that she can release her ultimate straight away. So the main idea, I think, for this hero, look at it, the enemies can't even come to her. The main idea for this hero, that during that small cooldown period, she have to be protected from the enemy attacks. That will allow her not to die that easily. Alright, I like what I see over here. So that is pretty nice. I don't see the buff for our guys during the ultimate. 7 seconds, that should be the buff, so I don't see any animation. I hope it's here, or maybe it doesn't work for those guys since they are not real. I tried to test her out in the campaign, but I got decimated because, yeah, because my campaign team is kinda weak. Over here, I can try again. I mean, we will remove the Maulers and use something for healing or support. I just want her to be the main carry, to see how she will behave in terms of the damage. Let's put it like that. That will be interesting. We don't get the bonus. We are not that strong, but we get the healing, we get the bonuses, and yeah, that should be good. Let's go. So there we go. Her ultimate. There we go. She's been attacked by Sylvina, and it's pretty cool that she doesn't die that easily. She can't be one-shotted like that because of the damage reduction, I guess. Now she's releasing her ultimate, and she's doing really good. Rowan with his ultimate, so we'll get the shields and everything. There we go. Everyone is alive because I changed to Rowan. That's crazy. So yeah, when she's idling at this moment, she is really weak and can be easily killed. So if you can make a team that will protect her during that time, she is really good. Let's take a look at the stats. So she did more damage than my Saurus, but she's a mercenary, she isn't that good. That's curious, that's curious. Let's compare her with another carry. So instead of, let's say, this guy will be here. Instead of this empty spot, we will call, let's say, Belinda. And we can compare the damage output in the end, because it will be kind of fair, right? Rowan will buff both of their energy, they are on the same side, but we have Azit here, so that's not that fair. Although, if we'll be able to release the ultimate, that will be good. There we go, she released her ultimate, and now she goes with her, oh my god, she killed 2 enemies in one shot, she does AoE with that, oh. I'm curious if we'll be able to win this. Belinda is dead already, by the way. But Thali isn't because of her damage reduction. She survives. She survives all the way till the end, and her ultimate again when she's supposed to be dead and she got killed. Alright, of course in this situation their damage output was kinda same, but then again I think it's not a fair comparison in the campaign. Unless you have the full team ready for her, which we'll discuss a bit later, that's not the fair comparison. Let's go to the Arena of Trials. So right guys, Arena of Trials. Let's see what teams do we have against here, which heroes do we have on our side. Mauler is here. I'm curious how she will behave. Let's get some defense. Can we get some other carry here? Let's get Satrana. She's really good in terms of damage as well. And we'll get this guy to keep everyone in the same spot. So I'm curious how to play out. I want to change row 1 in front. So yeah, that should be pretty good. Let's see, they're all burning, so Satrana is doing her stuff. Now, our lady... No, she doesn't have ultimate yet. Ooh, Satrana got wiped out, but now she released her ultimate, and I'm curious if that will be enough to take out all those guys. Some of them are dying actually right now. I think we're winning this. Yeah, I think we're winning this, and we can see her damage output in the fair fight, in the fair team of the same leveled units, and she dominates. She dominates Kriya, she dominates Satrana, and she works really well, guys. Let's move on to another fight where we can test different teams. We have different enemy team here, but we have the same of our own. I don't really know if I want to change this team composition to something else, and I don't really want to fight this fight because that team composition is a little bit boring. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got the tank here, and the enemies aren't that crazy. They are mostly light bearers, so they should be good against Maulers, so we can actually see how it works. I also want to see if buffing your energy quite a lot will help. So what it will do, and in front over here we'll put Brutus maybe, I don't know. Let's go like that. Alright, I can't point the poor Rosalind to someone here. I hope she will be following her. Who's she following? Yeah, she's following her. Oh my god, look at the damage from the Gwyneth. Can we survive that? Thali, use your ultimate. There we go. We can test if she will die during the ultimate or not, and how it looks when she have the lowest health. Let's see. No, we won't, because she life drains it all like crazy. So she doesn't really care, because during the ultimate she is really powerful, and she life leeches. I mean, the only way she could be taken down during the ultimate is if she's being focused by someone really single target. Otherwise, look at that. She is supposed to be dead now. There we go. She died right after the ultimate. This is interesting. This fight we will most likely lose, but we'll get an interesting results in terms of the stats in the end. Go away. Yeah, there we go. Well, I wasn't planning to win here anyway, and yeah, so as a single carry in your team, I don't think it's the best idea. Unless you have the haste. Do we have twins anywhere to test that out? I really want to see if twins will make your recovery faster as well. Because the thing is that cooldown doesn't allow her to burst ultimate, so all that energy regen doesn't help. And you would like something that will do more of a haste thingy. We don't have twins here, gosh. So since dishing out energy at her doesn't work, because in the end she still won't be able to dish out more than one ultimate at a time, that's a strong drawback for her. Honestly, like that's a serious drawback. So we'll remove Rosalind and we'll put someone... let's get the Mauler team here, why the hell not? And see how she will behave in the Mauler team. Not that fast, please, thank you. So, Thali is about to die, she got her ultimate, good. Let's see. I have no idea what's happening there. It's all in the smoke, and seriously. How can I see if she's good or not when I don't see what's happening there? We have Skria doing his Skria stuff, and I think we will all die. We have Tedious left only. And there is Brutus under the shield, and we are defeated over here. Yeah, so honestly I haven't saw what's happening, but in terms of the damage, she wasn't that good as well. But she took a lot of damage before dying though, and healed. So in terms of survivability, she is good. I think she's a pretty balanced character, but I wouldn't say she's really good because you can't use those ultimates to your advantage that much. Let's try to face her against Cecilia. I want to see if she will die or not. Cecilia, backstab, and she survives because she have the damage reduction. Look at the damage. It's insignificant. But in the end she still dies. So in any case, you don't want her to be the target of some enemy assassin, because that will end her. So there we go, we release the ultimate again, I mean the starting skill that buffs her damage and gives her damage reduction and everything. A lot of stuff happening on the battlefield. She got the ultimate, everybody got the haste buff right now, so you have saw that. I wonder if that made that much difference here. Probably not. Yeah, and the problem is, even after that ultimate, she still isn't that powerful. But she can tank. She can tank, and even if she will be healed... Wait, she doesn't die. Why? During the ultimate, she's supposed to die, and her health isn't supposed to change. Probably she didn't got that low. Take a look. Take a look, we are actually winning this somehow. We're not supposed to win this, we are fighting against the light bears. And yeah, her damage output is now crazy. When she's protected by the healing totem, she doesn't take any damage. That's interesting. So under the proper healing, with the damage reduction, she can actually sink in a lot of damage. Let's take a look here. She took 4.4 million, like that's combination of all the damage all other team members took. And she's still alive. And she healed 1.47 with the help of this guy, Numiso. And she did quite a lot of damage. So, I think if you guys are going to use her in the future, you would like her to have the continuous healing from either Numiso or some region source, maybe Nimora. And don't expect her to do wonders. She doesn't do burst damage. She's really continuous damage dealer. Let's take a look at the artifacts that can be good for her. So, for the mage, for that kind of mage, I don't really know. I think even Dura's Chalice of Vitality might be good, because that will give her additional energy regen, additional health. So bigger the health pool, the better. Moreover, something like Dura's Eye and Dura's Blade stay if you want her to be your damage dealer. Let's take a look at the actual mage artifacts. We have 3 of those now already, gosh. So, Windbinder, I don't really think it's really good for her, because that is focused on dishing out ultimate earlier. That will help your team members. If you have the furniture set and all the bonuses for your team, that will be good for your team, because they will get the buff, and she can't be something like an off tank or the mage tank. But overall, I don't know. And the good thing about the Windbinder though, that this ability, wielder loses 40 energy points per second for 5 seconds after using the ultimate ability for the first time. I mean, the drawback of this thing is being totally useless, because she won't burst her ultimate. She will do it one at a time, so that is neglectable. You will get the HP bonus, you will get attack bonus, so probably, I don't know how to say. Warden of the Arcane, where damage is dealt to enemies and additional 160% damage is also dealt to them, can be used against the same enemy once every 12 seconds. That might be good because she have a lot of AoE attacks, so that will make it even more powerful. Also, it gives a little bit of haste, and we can try it, but I would recommend it as well. Wind Guardian is probably a nut, because this is more for the guys who are on the front line and will be taking a lot of damage. That doesn't work it, like energy recovery and health regen doesn't work for this hero, so that's probably a nut. So we are left with either Warden of the Arcane, Windbinder if you want to, but I'll stick to something like maybe even Dura's Chalice of Vitality, or Dura's Bleed, or Dura's Eye, depending if you are going for the long fight or not. As for the team composition, obviously for the Mauler Tower she will be really good, so you can combine her with, do we have this guy over here? Yeah, with this guy. So something like this will be a good start. You can also get the, I forgot his name, the guy who gets the enemies in the backline, so that will be a good option. No problem. Then if you are trying to get her in your core team, I wouldn't really advise that because I don't feel that she's good enough for your core team. She doesn't have enough of burst damage, let's put it like that. Specifically for the high deficit stages, you would like to burst enemies down, you don't have time to do all that. The good thing though is you can use her as your off tank, just like Brutus. So if she releases your ultimate after that, you can actually let her tank and do damage while her ultimate lasts, because she won't die, obviously. As we already tried, adding some healing for her will help in the long run if you don't want to tank with her. Heroes that give you energy like Rosalind, like Rowan and all that are pretty much no for her, because once again, full energy, quite useless. You can use some crowd control actually. So Tessie, or maybe, where is she? That lady, Mihira, they can help her to be alive during the downtime, so that might be a good option. But other than that, it's really hard to find a good team composition for her. I don't really see how she's been that useful. Her buff for your team members, like 20 haste, 20 damage, is good, but then you have Marilyn and other guys who will give you even a higher buff. Moreover, her damage output isn't that crazy, so I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, overall, that's a strange hero, kinda cool in the design, kinda good skills, but they lack the synergy with other characters. She's a damage dealer, but continuous and not bursty enough, and overall damage isn't that crazy. So I don't even know when she can be useful. Okay, I'll put it like that, guys. She will be a really good addition to your Mauler team for the Mauler stages. If you want to go for the Mauler faction tower or something like that, that might be a win for you. Take a look, we'll get a try with her here and we will win. Let's replace this guy with her and we will win, because the enemies are 5 times weaker. But yes, other than that, I don't really see her in the normal team, in your core team composition, because you have other heroes there, you have other guys who can do more, and that buff isn't that crazy good. Moreover, her damage output isn't that high as well, so not that crazy. Of course, as I said, you can try to use her as your off tank in the front line with the proper team setup. So we will replace this guy with the healer. Do we have him here? Oh my god, my Numiso on the test server isn't ready. But yeah, something like that might be a good option. Might be, but still very risky, because when she will be on the cooldown, she will die. So you will need to take out all enemies in those like 14 seconds of your ultimate, and she shouldn't die during that time. So yeah, overall, nice hero, I love her, but I won't build her up because she seems to be a little bit useless for me. Specifically with the free-to-play players who lack resources to build everyone, I will just build her up because if I'll get the copies, but she definitely won't be on my wish list. For Maulers, we have better guys that I wanna build. So before we'll get all those guys over here, before we'll get Numisu for the healing, because before you'll get the Vurk, I wouldn't recommend going for her. We have this Skriat here as well, so we have a lot of good Mauler heroes that we want to build anyway. She won't be my first priority. Yep. So yeah, guys, that's what I think about our new hero in the AFK Arena. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about her, and if she is good enough or not. Maybe I missed something, maybe you want to build her up, maybe you just love her animation. I love her animation, she reminds me of some anime character actually. While you go into the comment section, don't forget to leave a like to this video, share it with your friends, and oh my god, what's wrong with my voice, and Gildis, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, hit the bell button, check the pinned comment and the video description. We have the Discord link over there, join that. We have more AFK Arena hero breakdowns and guides over there, and more other links for my social media and stuff, so join that as well. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Soviet out. До свидания.